Good day, Professor. My name is Sabin Gharti, and today I'm going to discuss an increasingly relevant topic in the sports world: unionization in sports. We will explore its potential benefits, challenges, and how it's compared to other industries like traditional sports and entertainment. By the end, I hope to leave you with a clear understanding of how unionization could shape the future of sports. Let's dive right in. Let's start with the basic question: what is unionization? At its core, unionization is the process where workers come together to form a group to negotiate things like wages, working conditions, and benefits. In traditional industries like sports or entertainment, union play a huge role in protecting workers' rights. However, in sports, we see players facing inconsistent contracts, long hours, and often no health benefits or job security. With sports growing rapidly, it's important to discuss whether unionization could offer players these same protections. This is what we will explore further today. To better understand the relevance of unionization in esports, let's first look at the current states of the esports and the issue players face. Uh, The sports industry has exploded over the past few years, transforming into a multi-billion dollar global business with millions of fans worldwide. But despite this massive growth, the industry is still largely decentralized. What I mean by that is there is no standardized framework or governing body that oversees all games, teams, or tournaments for players. This creates a host of issues such as inconsistent job security and highly variable contracts. Unlike athletes in traditional sports leagues who have associations that represent their rights, sports players are often left to negotiate these challenges on their own. So, where could unionization fit into this? Now that we understand some of the current challenges in sports, let's talk about why unionization could be a solution. Why unionization? Sports players face several key issues that unionization could address. First, their contracts are often inconsistent. There is no standard when it's come to pay or job security. Players might be dropped from the team with the little notice and they rarely receive benefits like healthcare. Another major issue is the health and wellness of players. Many are overworked, practicing long hours with little regard of mental health or injury prevention. Unionization could give these players a collective voice, helping them negotiate for fair wage, better working conditions, and consistent health benefits, much like in traditional sports. Now that we know why unionization is needed, let's consider the benefits it could bring. Uh, If a union for each sports player were established, the benefits could be transformative. Players who have collective bargaining power, meaning they could negotiate as a group to ensure fair contracts and job security. Health protection could improve significantly, with players gaining access to mental health services and physical injury management. Additionally, unionization could promote career longevity by offering retirement plans or other post-career support similar to what we see in traditional sports, and importantly, it will help standardize contracts across the industry so that players across different teams and games receive similar protection. These changes could give sports players the stability and support they need for a sustainable career. But unionization in sports is not without its challenge, so let's look at what obstacles stand in the way. Despite the potential benefits, there are several challenges that could hinder unionization in sports. The first challenge is the decentralized nature of the industry. Sports is fragmented across different games, leagues, and regions, making it difficult to form a single union that can represent all players. Additionally, game publishers hold a lot of power in sports since they control the intellectual property of the game. They may resist unionization to maintain their authority over the competitive scene. Lastly, esports is a truly international industry with players and teams spread across the globe which introduce complex legal hurdles when it comes to labor law. These challenges make unionization a tough but not impossible path. To better understand how unionization could work, let's compare esports to other industries that have successfully unionized. Comparison to traditional sports. In traditional sports, player unions have been highly effective in securing athletes' rights. For example, the NFL Player Association and the NBA Player Association have successfully negotiated collective bargaining agreements which guarantee fair wages, job security, and health benefits for athletes. The key difference here is that traditional sports leagues are centralized, meaning that there is a governing body overseeing all teams and competition. While sports lacks this structure, the success of traditional sports unions shows that unionization is possible when players unite and demand protection. Similarly, we can also look to the entertainment industry for another example. Much like its sports, the entertainment industry also benefits from unionization. Union like SAG-AFTRA represent actors, ensuring they receive fair pay, standardized contracts, and health benefits. The entertainment industry shares some similarity with sports, especially when we think about contract-based work and brand deals. As esports players increasingly become public figures, influencers, and entertainers, they may have even more in common with actors than traditional athletes. This comparison further shows that unionization in esports, while challenging, could be achievable by looking at how other industries have organized. Now let's consider how unionization could impact the sports industry as a whole. If players in esports from union, it could lead to a significant changes in the industry. For one, player would gain more leverage in negotiation, potentially increasing cost for teams and tournaments. Organizations who would need to offer better contracts and benefits. This could also affect how tournaments are run, as schedules and formats may need to adjust to accommodate union rules. Game publisher and sponsor might have to rethink their roles and involvement in the sports ecosystem. While these changes might create initial challenges for the industry, they will ultimately create a more professional and stable environment for players, leading to a healthier and more equitable sports landscape. Finally, I would like to share my personal opinion on unionization in esports. In my view, unionization could greatly benefit esports players by providing them with the protection they currently lack, such as generalized contracts and health benefits. Right now, players are vulnerable to exploitation, and union could give them the power to negotiate for better working conditions. However, I also acknowledge that the global and decentralized nature of esports make unionization difficult to implement. While it may not happen overnight, I believe unionization is essential for the long-term sustainability of the industry, as it will ensure that players are treated fairly and can build lasting careers. To sum up, let's look at the main takeaway from this presentation. To conclude, unionization in sports hold great potential for addressing many of the challenges that players face today, such as inconsistent contracts, lack of health benefits, and job security. However, the road to unionization is not without obstacle, especially given the decentralized and international nature of the esports industry. By learning from the success of union in traditional esports and entertainment esports, can develop a framework that protects players while allowing the industry to grow sustainably. In the long run, unionization could help professionalize the esports industry, ensuring that players are treated fairly and can enjoy long, healthy career. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope this presentation has given you some valuable insight into the potential role of unionization in esports. Uh, Thank you so much, Professor.